Hello everyone, so today I'm bringing you guys the combo I promised. The 2-card full Dracotail branded combo. So you just need a weighted brand infusion and then the Bellion, just so you can fit up this full board. And just like obviously we have 3 discards, because branded we need at least 2 discards. So what you want to start is you want to obviously normal summon a Lubra. Add the brand infusion, and then if you get rolled here, you get rolled. That's why we're going this first, and since people aren't really playing Iron Primer Veiler in this meta right now, it'll be like just normal summoning a Luber, where it's more likely to resolve. Other people decide to actually here for some reason. Then what I would do here, personally, I just go Lubellion, add the Sarnier. So then from here, we'll just go into brand infusion, just bring it pretty straightforward and simple. So now here's where we bridge. We send Albaz and Frixel to the graveyard as fusion materials. So we'll send these two to the graveyard, and then we will summon out the Albion, the branded dragon. This light is kind of glaring. Okay, maybe that's better. So bring out the Albion. So we'll go Albion Chainlink 1, Frixel Chainlink 2, and with Frixel here, we want to set the Dracotail. That's what you want to set. You don't want to set Ketchu, you want to set Rahu. So in resolve Albion, we can banish here the Albaz in the Luber. You bring out the Lubellion. Then we go Lubellion. We'll discard of Charmy in this. We'll discard 1 card from hand. It can be any card, so we'll discard the Charmy. Shuffle back the Albaz and the Lubellion. We'll bring out the Mirror Jade. Let's put it over right here. Usually like to summon the Mirror Jade out in the extra monster zone. So from here, what we want to do, then we'll inherent summon, tribute the Lubellion, tribute the Albion, summon out the Lubellion. Then we go Lubellion effect, place the branded Lost. So now when we activate Rahu, we can add off of the Lost effect. So then here we're gonna go Rahu Dracotail. In here, we can probably just go send the Sarnier and the Femina, because you know, like these could used to be 2 spell cards. I'm gonna send those 2 as a fusion material, 1 from deck, 1 from hand. Summon out the Artholion. Now here doesn't matter, so your opponent can't respond in any case, so you can just go like Branded Lost Chainlink 1, Artholion Chainlink 2, target Femina, Femina Chainlink 3. We also want to go Sarnier, so off of Sarnier, I'll most likely send the High Spirits, so that way you can add it back in the end phase as an extra discard for Albaz on your opponent's turn. And then off of Femina, we're going to, so we sent High Spirits off of Sarnier, and then off of Femina, we're going to set the Ketchu Dracotail, so we can add another Dracotail to fuse. Then off of Lost, we'll add Cartesia. Since we haven't used our normal summon, we can summon her to a special, so fusion summon. Then Artholion, we'll add back Femina. So yeah, and then Branded Lost was Chainlink 1, so we'll do this. So then here, I'd probably go Ketchu. Then we'll add the Urgala, that way we can, once we fuse with Femina, we can add the Urgala. We can add Femina off of Urgala's effect back to hand. So then we can just do that. We can go Femina effect to fuse Artholion and Urgala. And then we bring out the Gulamel. So then from that we'll go Urgala's effect to set a Dracotail spell or trap. So then we'll set the Flame, because the Flame is probably like the going first. You don't know what your opponent's playing. It's probably the best target. You could set Sting, but Flame's more likely to be the most useful. And you know, your opponent could be playing pure Mitsu, they could keep playing Dracotail or Yumi, or Mitsu Yumi, and they can just negate like one of their. If it's Dracotail, you can negate Rahu, Ketchu, Brand Infusion. If it's Mitsu Yumi, you can negate their Ritual, so on and so forth. And then we have that. So what we can do here is we can just normal summon Cartesia. Then we can go like Cortesia effect diffuse, fuse with the Libellion. We can then summon out the Green Guignol effect. We'll be sending the Titanic Lad that we can get access to Quem in the end phase. Excuse me. So we have these two in hand still. I feel like I forgot to discard for something, but yeah, I think we discarded for Libellion. I'm trying to think. Yeah, we should have discarded for. Yeah, okay. So then, what we're gonna do here, before we go to end phase, we'll go Urgula's effect, adding back the Phimina to hand, and then this key goes on bottom of the deck, obviously. And then from here, so we have these three in hand at the moment. From here we can attempt to go to the end phase. So here it doesn't really matter how you do stuff, but I usually like to add all the cards back to hand, so we can go Cortesia effect. Since the fusion was sent to grave, we can add it back to hand, as well as the higher spirits we sent off the snare near. So we can add these two in hand, that gives you 5 cards in hand in the end phase. We can then go the 2 fusion effects. We can go the 2 fusion monsters effect. We can go Titanic Lad, summon out the Quem. We can go Quem effect, sending the Fallen of Albaz. So we can have Albaz in the graveyard for to summon off of Quem or the Rinbrom on the opponent's turn. And then we can go, lastly we can go Albion's effect in the graveyard. Then we can either finish by setting the Retribution, which I like to set this against Yomimitsu. You can use negate there, or against Dracotail. You can use negate their spell cards to try to summon any of them, like, you know, Ketu, Rahu, Brand Fusion, or Mitsu Rugi Ritual. Like, you can also even negate the Synchro Monsters effect. Like, you know, they try to bounce, you know, they put some stuff back in the extra and summon 2, you can just negate it with that, ruin their combos, or the Fallen the Virtuous. You can also set this against Yumi, or get, like, against Malice is pretty good. You set this, pop one of their links or one of their names, and then just lose this on the body. So we can set one of these two. So in this case I usually like setting Retribution going in blind. Actually, well, it depends, but either one. Or if you had to use Merinda's effect on your turn, what you can do is you can add this to hand instead. You go effect, you send this, you target your own Merinda, send this for cost. Now, since a monster left the extra deck, if it fills her effect, you target the Merinda, bring it back, and now it's live again for your opponent's turn. So even if you had to use Merinda on your turn, you can use this to reset him before your pass turn. But since we didn't have to use him in this combo, I'm more likely to set this, because this has like a lot of good uses in this meta right now. Like usually in the past, this card was just used to get your Brand Fusion, but if you don't need to use this to get the Brand Fusion, I like to end on it. It's really good. And it's a counter trap, you're putting Kent to respond to it either. We set this, and then yeah, that's the full combo. Then like on your opponent's turn, you can go Mirror Jade, banish this, send this to the grave, banish a monster, and then like you can like chain Quem, target Galbas, and then if they try to like called by your Bestial this, or like DD Crow, you can chain the Rinbrom to summon him out, and then like you just bait it out, called by your Bestial, and then you summon him out, discard this, and then you know, fuse your opponent's monsters away into a Dogma or something, and then you also have, you know, this stuff in hand. This could be 2 any other monsters, but you can also go like Phimina, fuse, if this is like 2 other monsters, fuse them away, do another Thalian, bounce 3 of your opponent's monsters back, then you can add a Mercury off of this. So yeah, that's the 2-card combo with which this deck can produce. So yeah, they usually in your end phase you'll have this in hand. Yeah, you should have these cards in hand, plus these 2 trap card set, or this. So like this set could be either one of these 2. This could be Sting. You don't have this on field, so like once you go Femina, and you go affect the pop, if your opponent has no response as well. That's how I like to use Guillemot in this case. So that is the main combo. Sometimes you can also end with this in hand, and then this can make your Dogma unaffected as well. If you hard draw it, or if like you don't need to get access to this, you can send this off of your brand new fusion if you already have access to Dracotail and Libellion, so it depends on your hand as well. But yep, that is the full combo. If you guys have any questions, just leave them in the comments and I'll try to answer them. Thank you.